guys, I'm back here with another video, and today I'm finally able to reveal the gaming laptop I recently bought. And in my personal opinion, I think this is one of the best budget gaming laptop, but there's a couple cons out there that you might have to be aware of. And let's get started. To begin with, I'm gonna go over the exterior of the laptop. So these are brushed aluminum, and I don't really like this. It looks awesome and stuff, but as you can see, it attracts the fingerprint, but it sticks onto it. You have to use some microfiber cloth to get rid of it, and even then it's a little bit hard to get rid of. So let's start from the side. It has a lock, Ethernet, USB-C. That's a bonus. You can charge this laptop, but you wouldn't expect to maintain its charge that long if you're using it. So use it only for charge of USB-C devices. It's pretty good. HDMI port, USB 3.0, and SD card reader. And let's take at the front. And yes, the speakers are playing from back down here, and these vents are fake. They're just fake. It looks like speakers, but they're not. So, but this is a budget laptop, so it's almost buying a cheaper sport car with fake fans. So there's a lot more fake fans in this laptop, so I'll show you after. Headphone jack, 2 more USB, and then integrated lights for showing it's on sleep mode. I'm not sure that one is. Oh, the battery. When it turned red, means the battery need to charge. And then this is obviously the power. And then here's the back. Because when I saw the picture of this, first of all, I love this Nitro red. It's a hint of sportiness. It's almost having a spoiler or in a car. That little detail, it makes it unique. I love that. But one thing I don't like is I saw a lot of review, but a lot of people didn't say anything about this. So it's regretting to these vents here. You can see these are real vents. These go through, but as you can tell, you move over to this side, it's fake. It's fake. It's completely fake, and it's only one side to it. I wish they would just cut these holes, even though it's not real. Just makes it more unified. It just doesn't look good, but oh well. At least all of the bottom, these vents are real. All these are for cooling, so they're good. And there's expandable M2 SSD. You could expand it, and RAM is here. You can expand both of these, and that's good for if you want to keep the laptop for long term. You can see I was using it, and you can see all the fingerprints already stick onto it. So that's one of the bad things I don't like about it. So let's move on to the interior. As you can tell, most of these budget gaming laptops would have red accent. It's pretty generic, and this one is as well. But this one has all these WSAD keys, or have more of an accent to it. Just, I don't know why you need it, but you can see right now it's the light's off, but you turn it on. It has a nice glow to it. This is not RGB, so it only glows in red. This model I have here is the 1050 Ti model. I know there's a lot of model in different markets, but mine is the 1050 Ti with an i5 instead of the i7. So for most game, it's perfect. I'm using this as my personal computer to replace my older MacBook. As you can see from my other video, the link's up there. You can check that out. So I use this to do my editing videos, playing my games, and believe it or not, I use this to play VR. And let me go up there. One thing I left out is the mouse pad and trackpad or mouse pad, whatever you want to call it. I I was saying that MacBook has the best trackpad and mousepad, and that's true. But this is, I haven't used Windows for a while, so this is my first time using back Windows mouse trackpad. They suck. They pretty shitty back then, but now it's actually pretty decent. This is plastic, but let me show you. There's a lot of gesture that copies the Mac, I say. See, it's pretty smooth and fluid, and you swipe fingers. When you swipe, it has a preview, just like I'm not sure what they call in Mac. I forgot what it's expose. I'm not sure, but there's a lot more gestures in the window software now, which is great. That's just an extra that I want to throw out in there. I use this for pretty much everything, and it runs them perfectly. The one thing I didn't like is, surprisingly, is that the software that edits my video. I really enjoy using the iMovie, and I'm thinking about saving up for a MacBook Pro, the 2018 version, so I can edit my video better. But as of now, I found a great software which is called Wondershare. Wondershare, and it's really similar. I'm using the trial version of it, and it's really close to iMovie. I think this is one of the best, for me at least. It strikes a balance of simple and functionality, but it doesn't have a lot of function compared to like iMovie even, or the Adobe CC Premiere. But for basic YouTube editing, filter, transition, text, and small things like that, this is perfect for it. Oh, forgot. So the display of this is a IPS panel, and this is pretty bright actually. And I'm never really, see, you can see I'm under the lamp here, and it's still displayed recently good. It could be a bit brighter. It's pretty sharp actually for what it is, but you have to remember, this is a budget laptop, and I think I saw this on Amazon.com for $6.99. That's a steal. I'll leave a link up there if you guys are wondering. I'll put a price up here. You guys can take a look at it. But for the price you're getting, it's pretty amazing. There is a compromises. You have to realize that they can't give you everything. They can't give you the top build, top processor, top everything, but they strike a balance between it. Like most of my friends, when I got this, they think it's amazing. They're like, wow, this is amazing laptop. Immediately they notice is the red accent, and they know its performance, and it's amazing. One thing I think most people are impressed when you first get a gaming laptop is you show them the game it can run. Because I have a couple games here. I'm not sure this is copyright issues, but I can show you some games here that it runs amazing. So let's talk about the actual keyboard to type on. So this keyboard it's not amazing, but compared to a MacBook, I guess it's similar, but it has a mushy feel. It doesn't feel tactile by any means, but it get the job done. But for most people that using this for typing a lot, you wouldn't pick this. This is a gaming laptop, and if you're gonna type a lot on it, I suggest getting a Bluetooth keyboard on it, but it still works. And one thing to note, I was talking about the material used here, like here the brushed aluminum, and this go over on here as well, and these also have the same material, and they leave fingerprint and smudges, and they stick on. See, you can see it, and it's hard to get rid of it. But the top part on the screen, the outline, these are just plastic. So it is what it is. So the first thing come in mind in a gaming laptop is how well does it run games, because you wouldn't pick this laptop if you wouldn't game on it. You wouldn't get this laptop if you're not planning gaming on it. You would just get something cheaper, ultra light book, or something cheaper. Even a Chromebook would do its job if you're just using for small. But this is pretty heavy. I think this is like 5 pounds. So you wouldn't carry this day to day to your business or your school. I wouldn't recommend this. So let's go to. I'm gonna test a couple games. I mean, I can play VR, but it's hard to show you. But let's just say it plays. I have the Lab. Space Pirate's amazing, by the way. Super VR, Super Hot VR is the one that had a little bit trouble playing. There is a bit of stutter sometimes. I think 1050 Ti is not strong enough. You need something about the 1060 minimum. So if you're really into VR, I wouldn't recommend a 1050 Ti. I mean, you just wouldn't. I would recommend 1060 minimum. And like I said, it works perfectly for what I played VR at least. So I mean, you wouldn't have trouble playing most of the VR game. Maybe some super intensive game, but I mean, I could play Space Pirate even with the max settings, and it would run fine. And I played that for hours, so I don't see any problem with that. I know a lot of people can run Fortnite because I mean, Fortnite and PUBG is one of the most heated games right now. So okay. Wow, I didn't know this update. And one thing that I noticed during my test is the Wi-Fi card they use in this thing is pretty crappy. As in, it's not as good as even my 2011 MacBook. So I mean, they definitely cheap out on that part, but like I said, they have to cheap out in something to manage to keep the price low. I mean, they give you an i5 KB Lake, 8 gigs of RAM DDR4, and a 1050 Ti. Then I mean, that's pretty impressive. And this has an SSD drive, 256, so you can upgrade that to later on. So while this is, I'll let it update. I'll play Far Cry 4, and I mean, this game was pretty graphically intense just a year and a half ago, and I mean, to run it on max settings and to keep relatively around, I think around 50 FPS. But let me see, I'm gonna run it right now. Keep in mind the installer for the Epic game is still running in the background, so yes, the speaker is not coming from this. It's coming from my Sound Touch 30, so I'll do a review of that later. And let me tell you, that thing is amazing. And you can hear the fan kicking in now. The fan noise, you can tell it's running pretty loudly right now. And I call it the jet engine because it's pretty loud. But with headphones and speaker, you wouldn't really notice it. But one thing I realized from reading a lot of review of this gaming laptop is they say the cooling on this model is not that great. And I would say, yeah, it could be better, as in there's only 2 of the copper wires connected to it, and there's only 1 fan to cool off the GPU and the CPU. And I mean, that's not the best cooling, but I mean, I know other brand does cooling better than this, but I mean, but for me, I don't play game for 4 to 3 hours. I only play for an hour or 2. But sometimes I play 4 or 5 hours on Fortnite and it's still perfectly fine, so I don't see a problem. And it also has a GPU temperature reader, and I don't see it go above 80 Celsius even when I'm VRing. So I mean, when VR, that's high, but still VR is pushing the 1050 Ti to its max. So now I'm loaded up. When I'm getting about 66, I'm not sure you guys see it, but it's about 64 to 66 frames per second right now. And it's so smooth. Let me see the settings. this is on high, so that's pretty impressive. Let me see. Let me show you. Can I go in there? I'm not sure. So this is on high right now, and it 71 frame per second, 76. Sometimes it hits. Oh, sometimes it's 57 right now. Oh. Oh, it's kind of hard to play. Oh, I'm gonna die. As you can see, even when I'm fighting, it's roughly about 60 frames per second. Oh, shoot the dog. Let me throw some bombs so it has more animations. See, right now it did drop to 56, 57, but then it go back to 60. So, I mean, this game is pretty impressive. Even a year ago, the graphic, and I mean, to run this on high 60, that's pretty incredible. Let me see, just for you out there, some people might very high ultra. Okay, let's go ultra. Let's see how it do. So this is ultra, and it's a 48. Oh shoot. So it's about 45 to 50 frame per second on high. So I mean, that's still pretty impressive. And if you guys are wondering what's the opposite scale, which is low, let's see how much frame per second does it. Oh, I didn't save it yet. I'm getting about 86. I'm getting about 86 to 80, 60, 70. So, and for actually 100 there for a second. So you're not getting a lot of frame per second. So even, I mean, that's a lot. So you can see, right now it's hovering around 70, 90. So it's pretty decent. Okay, now exit out of this. It's pretty good. So see, now for the moment you guys been waiting for, Fortnite. For me, this game is, I think one of the reasons why I kind of got this laptop is because I could have built my own PC to play this game, but I really needed a laptop anyway, so might as well get in 2 in 1. So save me, I didn't want to waste time buying a monitor and extra stuff, so because sometimes I have to carry this to my first floor or to my friend's house so we can play together. So it's better for me to have a laptop that's powerful enough to do my video editing, but at the same time play games. Not just some light games like LOL, Dota, like some, not esport games, more graphically intense games. More graphically intense games like Far Cry 4, some VR, pretty intense. I'm not sure why it's hard to load in this game. I think it's just it's early access, not fully optimized yet. But anyway, this game is hard to play, but I'm gonna show you a quick match. I'm not gonna give everyone. So let me show you the settings right now. So right now I have in 1920 by 1080p. I try to limit, okay, let me put it on unlimited. I try to set it at epic for view distance, and everything is medium and low. And VSync is on, I will turn it off. And Let's try. Okay. Okay. I'm gonna suck. Let's go. YOLO. So if you look at the frame, I'm getting 100 and now just dip of 90. Still over 100. Oh, I see a lot of people going there. Oh. Uh-oh. Time to go. Oh, give me a gun. Oh no, there's no gun. I'm screwed. So, you can see the FPS is really high. So you have no problem playing this game in a competitive. I'm gonna die. Oh shoot, not enough wood. Wow, this is the worst place to jump. Oh, nice. I saw the guy jumping. Oh, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh, there you go. So as you can tell, it runs amazing. So let me exit out this game. I mean, I don't want to make this review super long, so if you guys have any game requests or game you wanted me to test it out, please let me know down below in the comment section so I could upload another future video about just those games, so it give you a rough idea how powerful this machine is. So right now it's pretty warm up there, but I mean, you expect it to cool off. It runs all the game pretty damn good for a 1050 Ti laptop. So I mean, if you're getting this for gaming and you thinking about using this for long term just for gaming, I think it's worth it if you're a budget conscious person. And I mean, in this channel I specifically try to cover products that's cheaper or lower tier models that we average Joe can afford. I mean, not a lot of people can afford a 1080 Ti. I mean, the crazy thing is, if you think about it, this laptop is cheaper than one GTX 1070. Just put that in your mind. 1080. Put that perspective in your mind. I mean, this whole package is cheaper than one graphic card for their desktop, and this come with a keyboard and a display. So I mean, that's 2 in 1. I have a friend that asked me about should he get a custom built PC or a custom laptop. I told him it really down to your preference, because I mean, you get a better spec if you're going for a desktop, but I told him you have to factor in the fact that you're buying some kind of monitor that's gonna cost you about 150 to 300, depends how big and how nice it is. You might want to get the Samsung Curve 40-ish, whatever you want it, right? And you also have to factor in the keyboard. This is built in, but it's always good to have these built in so you can just do quick type up. You don't need to bring an external keyboard. But obviously I told him the biggest reason why you get this is portability. Laptop, you can bring this anywhere. even this is heavy, at least you can bring it to somewhere. If you have a custom PC, you can run the game better and faster, but you can't bring it anywhere. And that's why I said it's really depend on the person. But for this review, I'm talking about a budget laptop for gaming. And this is, I think, an amazing deal for what you're getting. Because the good thing about it is, for me, when I play game for like an hour or two, it doesn't really get that hot over here, which is where most your hand gonna span on, which is great because when you're gaming, you don't want to feel hot. Most of the time, it's up here and here. That's where I think the GPU is and the fan is, because this side is a fake fan, but I wish it was the real, but they have to save somehow. And this does have the Adobe audios, but it does sound great, but don't expect to be amazing. But for a laptop, it's decent. Let me just type it YouTube. Hey guys, back here with another video. Today we're gonna take a comparison video of the 7 Plus. It does get pretty loud. Edition. The color doesn't matter, but it's cool. And the 6S, which I've been using. And there is some small bass to it. I'm pretty impressed with the audio quality of this laptop. So, I mean, don't expect this to be amazing, but I mean, for a laptop, this is pretty damn good. And you have to keep in mind, this is a $699 laptop in the US. It's on sale. I think when I looked at it, it was $699. I think even normal price for $799. I think it's still worth the money because, I mean, you're getting pretty much a lot for not that much. And some of you might say, oh, the MSI is better, the GL50, I think, and also Asus has their budget. Every company have their budget, but to me, my personal, and even the Dell, I was looking at the Dell 7000 series. They're pretty good as well. For me, this laptop fits my lifestyle, and I think it strikes the balance of performance and price, and I think you get it. You're getting a pretty amazing build, and I think it's amazing. The battery wise, if you're gaming on it, you probably get 2 hours or 1 hour and a half, depend what kind of game, how serious. You wouldn't play this game on a battery mode anyways, because it wouldn't give you the maximum performance you would be getting. I wouldn't recommend it anyways. I wouldn't recommend it. But if you're just using this for browsing the web, watching YouTube, you'll get pretty decent battery life. I would say about 5 hours if you keep, depend your brightness level as well. Like I usually keep it at halfway, and I can get about 5 hours, which is not that bad, but it's really up to your usage. If you watch a lot of YouTube video for 5 hours, I don't think you will get 5 hours, but for most of the gaming computer you're getting, you wouldn't be charging it. I mean, you wouldn't be using a battery anyways. So for me, this is the perfect gaming laptop. If you guys like my video and you'd like to help me out a bit by supporting me for $1 a month, check the link down below. That will help me greatly for my future video. As in, all these products I buy out of my own pocket, and I really appreciate it for anyone that even like my video or even watch it. I really appreciate it.